Good morning, children. So I am here to teach you GK from today, and let us begin with the first chapter. But before first chapter, I want to tell you something about GK. See, GK generally in the schools is not a subject in which you get marks at the end. Generally, you get grade. So sometimes the children don't understand GK as a subject. They don't learn it. They don't read it. They don't want to study it. But actually, GK is a very, very important subject. Children, when you will move out from class 12 to the college, and if you want to go to any of the profession, everywhere GK is required. If you will give any type of exam, competitive exam, in every exam there is some portion of GK, and you cannot learn GK at that time because it is not that type of subject. It is a very, very vast subject. Everything which is going around you right now is GK. Everything which already happened in the past is also GK, and anything which is now going to be discovered or invented is also GK. So you have to learn GK from now. Okay, and it is, again I am telling you, it is a very, very important subject. So let's begin with the GK. Okay, the first chapter in your book is Rare and Beautiful. See, children, nature, you know, has made many things, extraordinary things, many beautiful things, and many different type of things. Sometimes it is beyond our imagination. So in this chapter, we are going to see the rare and beautiful things, some of the rare and beautiful things which are present in the nature and made by the nature. Okay, so here is the description of some rare animals. Maybe many of these animals we have not seen, but we should know about them. The first is one of the smallest primates. The dash is found in tropical forest of northwestern Colombia. It is easily recognized by the long white sagittal crest extending from its forehead to its shoulders. It is currently classified as a critically endangered species. Children, critically endangered species means the species which is now about to extinct. If we will not take care, they will extinct. So the answer is cotton top tamarin. Okay, so first answer, chapter 1, first answer is cotton top tamarin. Okay, second is dash are covered in a soft golden fur. They are slightly larger and plumper than the average domestic cats. They are found in the eucalyptus forest of Tasmania and south of Sydney. Eucalyptus leaves, blossoms and fruits are their staple diet. First of all, children, you know about eucalyptus. Eucalyptus tree generally we get here in Greater Noida also, and it is a very tall tree. It has a white that stem. Okay, and from its leaves, if you will smell these leaves, you will smell like it. The leaves smells like the wicks. Okay, so this leaves, this animal, it depends on the eucalyptus. It lives in the eucalyptus forest, and eucalyptus leaves and its fruits are its staple diet. So the answer is, the animal is golden brush-tail possum. Golden brush-tail possum. Now come to the third. First found in the year 2004, the dash, also known as Durels vonstera, is a very rare and endangered species closely related to the brown-tailed mongoose. It is found in the largest wetlands of Madagascar in the Lac Alarota area. Okay, so this animal is Salonia durel. Next is one of the rarest land tortoise. The dash is a critically endangered species found in Madagascar. It is also known as plowshare tortoise. Its carapace is highly domed and light brown in color with prominent growth rings on each scut. So children, you know about tortoise. Tortoise are very long lived. They live for a long period of time, but at the same time their breeding rate is very low. So sometimes if we hunt them for or poach them for their scute, okay, so they die and they might be extinct. So it is also critically endangered species. The answer is Angonoka tortoise. Now let's come. Now next question is, one of the largest of forest antelopes, the dash, a herbivorous, mostly nocturnal forest ungulate, is a critically endangered species found in Central and Western African countries. The color of their coats is deep chestnut, which bring white and yellow stripes on their sides, which help in camouflage. So two things you should know here. First of all is this animal is herbivorous, mostly nocturnal, means always comes out at night. Secondly, camouflage. Camouflage word means when an animal mixed with its surrounding, like you have seen chameleon, okay, गिरगिट जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं, chameleon mixed up with its environment, with its surroundings. Likewise, this animal also camouflage. The name of the animal is bongo. Now the next question is, the only small blue macaw, the dash, is the most critically endangered species with hardly any left in the wild. Only about 100 macaws remain in captive breeding program in Qatar, Germany, Spain, Brazil and Switzerland. That means this animal is also critically endangered only due to the activities of human beings. So the answer is Spix macaw. Seventh is the dash, also known as the water monster, is kind of salamander which looks like a walking fish but is actual an amphibian. It is found in the lakes of Mexico, especially Lake Xochimilco, underlying Mexico City. It has external gills, is a critically endangered species. It is highly sought after the research purpose because of its ability to regenerate parts. So this kind of salamander is an amphibian which can live both on land and water, is found in the lakes of Mexico. The answer is axolotl. Now the last question of chapter 1 is, formerly known as the monkey-eating eagle, the dash is the national bird of Philippines. It has a brown and white colored plumage and a shaggy crest. It is critically endangered and it is estimated that there are about 180 to 500 of them left in the wild. So this bird, national bird of Philippines, is also critically endangered and very few of them are left. The name of the bird is Philippine eagle. So children, let's move to the next chapter, chapter 2. Here chapter 2 is the lost world. Basically this chapter is about the dinosaurs, okay, and you know about the dinosaurs, that the dinosaurs lived long years, millions of years back, and the era in which dinosaurs live is called as the Mesozoic era. You must have seen the movies Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, and so on. Many movies are made on dinosaurs, okay? And you know that the dinosaurs, they live in a specific environment. And when that type of environment has lost due to some natural calamity, these dinosaurs, all the dinosaurs extincted. But now we know about these dinosaurs by their remains, their fossils, okay? So the scientists, they have seen, paleontologists have seen, they have studied about the fossils of the dinosaurs, and then they find out about different types of dinosaurs. So here the chapter 2, the Lost World, is about dinosaurs, okay? This chapter is only for the reading purpose. Questions can come from this chapter, okay? So I will just tell you the names of these dinosaurs. Rest you have to read by yourself. First is Brontosaurus. Second dinosaur type of dinosaurs is Brachiosaurus. Third type of dinosaurs which is given in your book is Argentinosaurus. Next is Triceratops. Fifth type of dinosaur is Diplodocus. And the last type of dinosaur, which is the sixth type of dinosaur which is given is Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay. Next is Ouranosaurus, then Troodon, Barosaurus, Mamenchisaurus, and Hadrosaurus. So these are the 11 type of dinosaurs which are given in your book, children. You have to read them carefully by yourself. Just remember and underline their specific characters which is given in your book. And now we are going to do its B part, which is the questions based on what you have learned. Okay, so I am going to give you the answers of the B part. So A part is for reading and understanding, and B part we are going to do right now. The first question in B part is, name the dinosaur that had 3 horns. Answer is Triceratops. Second question is, which herbivorous dinosaur had webbed hands and feet and a bony crest? Answer is Hadrosaurus. Third question is, which dinosaur was mainly featured in the film Jurassic Park? Children, you have seen the movie Jurassic Park. The answer is Tyrannosaurus. The last question in this part is, which dog-sized carnivorous dinosaur was one of the cleverest among them? The answer is Troodon. So this is all about the dinosaur. Children, don't forget to read the nuggets which are given at the end of the chapter or at below of the page. Okay. So let's start with the next chapter. Chapter 3, Animal Body Facts. Okay. Children, this chapter is also for, the first part is for the reading purpose. You have to read about the animal body facts. You have seen that many of the animals have special type of organs, like they have eyes, they have nose, they have ears, but they have a speciality in their eyes, nose, ear, tongue and all. This is only because that they have to do something special. These organs are meant to do something special in them. Okay, so you have to read about the eye, ear, nose and tongue. The facts are given, and on the basis of that the questions are also given. So let's start with the questions. On page number 10, body quiz is given. You have to read properly chapter 3. Okay, so here chapter 3, animal body facts. A part you have to read and understand, and B part is the body quiz. Now let's begin with the body quiz. In B part also again, A part, first question. Name the specially adapted body part of dragonfly nymph. Specially adapted body part of dragonfly nymph. Answer is large compound eyes. Large compound eyes. Second question in the same part is, a proboscis monkey is endemic to jungles of Borneo. Its most distinctive feature is its large nose that is almost 4 inches long. What is this special adaptation for? A monkey, name of the monkey is proboscis monkey, found in Borneo, has large nose. This nose is meant for some special purpose. You have to tell what is this special purpose. Why this monkey has the long nose? What is this adaptation for? So the answer is, it is thought to amplify the male's cry to attract females. Okay, so it is thought to amplify the male's cry to attract female. Now the third part of the same question. A star-nosed mole is found in lowlands of North US and Canada. What special feature do they have to identify food and navigate underground? The answer is nestle tentacles. They have nestle tentacles. Nestle tentacle means from the nose some tentacles, means elongated structures came out to identify the food and to navigate underground. Okay, so the answer is nestle tentacles.